Holy crap, you guys scared me. Did I not post last week's video? Damn, my bad. Just kidding, I got you. What's up guys? Hope you had a good weekend and are trying to enjoy this up and down weather we've been having. Hopefully we don't have too many more of these cold days coming around. Definitely enjoying some of the nicer weather that we've been having. As you can tell from the title of the video, today we're going to be talking about delts and desserts, aka healthy baking and the shoulders. I want to show you guys how to make some Nutella protein cheesecake. Yes, I said Nutella. It is only 200 calories per serving and packed with protein. I also want to take you guys into the gym and show you some of my favorite shoulder exercises, as well as give you some information and tips about training the delts. When it comes to food, I find a lot of people try to use the excuse of healthy food not tasting good to get out of eating healthy. Whereas I, on the other hand, like to say, okay, I love cheesecake, so I'm gonna actually make it macro friendly and make a healthy version that still tastes good. Eating healthy doesn't have to taste bad. You just gotta put a little bit of extra effort into finding ways to take the things that you love and make them macro friendly. I love cheesecake and Nutella. I mean, like, who doesn't love Nutella? So let's try combining them together so that when you're having a sweet craving, you have something healthy that you can go to and enjoy that tastes just like the real thing, but is packed with protein. The delts, aka the boulder shoulders. When it comes to delts, most people know that they're broken up into three major muscle groups. The anterior delts, which are the front part of your shoulder, the medial delt, which is the middle, and the posterior delt, which is the back part of your shoulders. Now, a lot of people don't know there's actually 7 different segments that make up those 3 major muscle groups. As well too, the shoulder muscle is made up of multiple different types of muscle fibers. For being one of the smallest muscle groups, the delts definitely pack a lot of complexity. A lot of studies suggest that most people are anterior and medial delt dominant, and the rear delts tend to take a bit of a back seat. The reason that these studies give for this anterior and medial dominance is that people tend to focus more on anterior chain development of the upper body rather than the posterior chain, because it's the muscle groups that you actually see in the mirror when you're working out. Little bit of an ego thing going on there, but that's okay. They also suggest that because people put a heavy emphasis on their chest workouts, they're getting a lot of anterior delt activation as a secondary muscle group through those workouts, which are leading to this anterior dominance and weaker rear delt development. I would like to challenge that and speculate that for women, it's typically not the case. Reason for that being, if you guys will remember in my last video, I said that a lot of women don't actually put a large focus on their chest muscles. You can't really be getting a secondary muscle activation from working out your chest if you're not doing it. I know for myself, my rear delts seem to be a lot more developed in comparison to my medial and my anterior. For that reason, when I'm working out in the gym, I try to put a lot of focus on my anterior and medial delts because I want to even them out to create that cap shoulder look. So here's a tip for you guys to check to see if you have that anterior medial delt dominance. Stand up straight, relax your arms at your sides, and notice the direction that your palms are facing. If your palms face towards the back of the room, then you do have that anterior medial dominance. If your palms face inwards towards the side, then you don't. When I stand up straight and put my arms down at my side, my palms tend to face inwards towards my side, not backwards. So I definitely do not have that anterior medial dominance that most people tend to see. A lot of women fear that if their shoulders get too big, it's gonna leave them looking bulky and manly. Newsflash, delts are really hard to grow. I've been working on those boulder shoulders now for quite some time, and all I've been left with are some nicely defined pebbles. It takes a lot of time and effort to develop solid muscle mass in your shoulders. If you're training everything evenly and focusing on balanced muscle development, creating that nice full looking shoulder is going to actually help to make your waist look smaller. It's what we call the X factor, or more commonly known as the hourglass shape. In my shoulder workouts, I try to use both high rep ranges and low weight, as well as low rep ranges with high weight. Because the muscle group is so complex and has so many different types of muscle fibers, you actually benefit from switching it up and making sure that you're using different types of exercises and rep ranges during your shoulder workout. I find that mixing the two in my workouts helps to get me the most shoulder development, and I've seen the most progress when making sure that I utilize both types of training. The second tip that I have for you guys is to consider doing some standing shoulder work. I definitely recommend utilizing some standing shoulder presses in your shoulder workout routine because the stabilization involved helps to propel your shoulder development as well as activate your core during your workout. So it's kind of like a two birds with one stone scenario. If you're gonna go out and give the standing shoulder press a try, please make sure that you're utilizing proper form because it does put stress on the low back, and I don't want to see anybody getting injured out there. Okay, so we've learned a little bit about the structure of the delt, and we've learned some tips on how to work them out. Let's get into the gym and put those tips to use. See you there.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger?
I tried to give you guys a little bit of workout advice, a little bit of knowledge about healthy eating, and a couple of laughs. Hope I did a good job. Let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.